let us start with the next chapter, that is issue of debentures. The chapter issue of shares we have just completed. You have done the accounting treatment, that what entries we have to pass when shares are issued at premium or par, or the accounting treatment in case of oversubscription and forfeiture, their reissues, everything you have done. Now we are going to start with the next chapter, that is issue of debentures. The accounting treatment of issue of shares and issue of debentures are almost the same. The same kind of entries we have to pass. The same conditions which were there, which applies on the issue of shares, the same conditions will be applicable on issue of debentures also. Like a company has to issue a prospectus. The way we issue a prospectus in case of issue of shares, the same way we have to issue the prospectus for before issuing the debentures. Now it's up to us, it's up to the company, that whether company is calling the amount in one go or in installments. So same way debentures can also be they can also be fully called up. Fully called up, so by now you must have understood these terms now. Fully called up means it depends upon the choice of the company, that whether company wants to get the full money in one go. Like here, if the value of debenture is ₹100, then it depends upon the company, that whether company wants to collect ₹100 in lump sum or in installments. So the way we had installments in issue of shares, same way the installments are there in issue of debentures also. That first of all, application, allotment, first call, final call, everything is same. The way we pass the journal entries there, the same way we have to pass the journal entries here also. The concepts of calls in arrear, calls in advance will be same here also in this case, like issue of debentures. But there are only few basic differences. Like, just recollect the first entry which you used to pass. The first entry was bank account debited to share application. Replace the word share with the word debenture. So here the entry becomes bank account debited to debenture application. There you pass the second entry is share application to share capital, but here you will pass the entry debenture application to debenture. You will not use the word debenture capital. Why? Because debentures are the liabilities. The money which we get from the debenture is a kind of loan. Loan given by the person who has purchased the debentures from us. He is just taking one certificate from us and he is giving money to us. So the money which the debenture holder or the person who has purchased the debenture, the money which he has given, that money is a kind of long-term loan for us. That's why debentures are non-current liabilities and we have to repay this money. That's why we can never use the word capital, because this is not a capital, this is a loan. I hope this point is clear. Secondly, whenever we write this entry, bank to debenture application or debenture application to debenture, we have to prefix here the rate of interest which a debenture is carrying. Like in this question, the debenture is carrying the rate of interest of 10%. It means that we have to write this word 10% in all the entries. This 10% means that we have to give interest to the debenture holder at the rate of 10% per annum. So I hope this point is also clear to you, that we are not going to use the word debenture capital and we have to prefix the rate of interest also. Then the next point is, as per section 39 of Companies Act 2013, the clause of minimum subscription applies here also. You remember minimum subscription? That is of 90%. It means that suppose if we issue the debentures of ₹1 lakh, let's say, if the person have purchased less than 90,000 rupees debentures from us, then we can't make the allotment. It means that for making the allotment of the debentures, at least 90% subscription we need to get. This clause is also same, and we have already done this clause in the chapter shares. In shares also, at least 90% subscriptions are required for making the allotment of the shares, and same in case of debentures. So students, each and every point here is same. All the entries are same. Concept of calls in arrear, calls in advance, everything is same. We just have to replace the word share with the word debenture. So now what are we going to do in this chapter? We are going to pass the entries when debentures are issued at par, when debentures are issued at premium, and when debentures are issued at discount also. again one important point of distinction between shares and debentures. You recollect, I'll tell you this thing, that shares were never issued at discount, but we generally issue debentures at discount also. Secondly, shares can be forfeited, debentures can't be forfeited. Got it? Why? Because debenture is a kind of loan. No, the lender can't refuse that I am not going to give you the payment. He is lending us. Fine. We like suppose अगर वो हमें मनी लेंड करते हैं तो वो लेंडर्स बनते हैं, तो वो ऐसे नहीं कर सकते जैसे बाकी लोग कर सकते हैं जो शेयर्स बाय करते हैं. जो शेयर्स बाय करते हैं वो ओनर बनते हैं. They may refuse, but a lender can't refuse. That's why we can cancel the shares, but we can't cancel the debentures. That's why there is no concept of forfeiture or oversubscription or anything in case of debentures. Debentures can't be oversubscribed. You think on your own. If you have issued debentures of rupees 1 lakh, can any lender say to you this thing? No, I am interested in giving you loan of rupees 1,50,000. ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता. Suppose you went to bank and you asked for a loan of rupees 1 lakh. Can bank say you this thing? We can give you loan of rupees 2 lakh, not of rupees 1 lakh. So the concept of oversubscription and forfeiture is not applicable in case of debentures. It's only that debentures are issued at par, premium or discount, and debentures are loan. So obviously the lender can't be ready to give you more loan than what you have asked for, because the debenture holder has to take money from you back. आपको पता है कि first of all we are going to make payment to debenture holder, then to shareholders. You know this thing. This is the hierarchy, because debentures are the outside liabilities. So first of all, whenever the company dissolves, you have done this thing in partnership also, that whenever a business firm dissolves, first of all we are going to make payment to the outside liabilities. तो एक जो आपका जो एक लेंडर है, लेंडर आपको कैसे कह सकता है ये चीज़ कि आप 1 लाख का लोन आप लेना चाहते हो, तो नो, आई गिव यू लोन ऑफ रुपीज़ 1,50,000. So there is no question of oversubscription at all. And secondly, if lender is giving money to us in installments, why will he say no, that I am not going to make you the payment when I'm not ready to give you the further loan? The reason is, suppose आपने ये बोला, let me make it a little precise. Suppose you asked suppose you have issued debentures of rupees 1 lakh only. अब जिस person ने आपके debentures purchase की, that person is saying that I can give you the same rupees 1 lakh but in installments. Fine. And debenture holder knows this thing very well also, that if he is giving loan to us, no, his loan is secured, because we always mortgage our fixed assets with the debenture holders. So obviously he'll know, like he will not say no. वो 1 लाख में से आपको 40,000 रुपीज़ पे करने के बाद ये नहीं बोलेंगे कि rest 60,000 I'm not going to pay you, because they know that surely he is going to get the money back. And suppose if I or the company says becomes bad debts later on, then obviously the debenture holder can sell off the assets of the company and can recover his amount, so he is fully secured. So that's why there is no question of forfeiture, there is no question of oversubscription. It's only what we have to do in this chapter: issue the entries which we have to pass in case debentures are issued at par or premium, discount when debentures are issued for consideration other than cash, or the entries of interest on debentures, entries when debentures are issued as collateral securities, and many more topics. So these many things we are going to do. So I hope something is clear to you by now, that basic difference between share and debentures. So now let's start with the first question. Question is on the board, so just read it. Question is, Rose Limited issued 10% debentures of rupees 100 each, and the installments are 10 rupees application, 20 rupees allotment, 30 rupees first call, and 40 rupees final call. Now read further. Arun, having 500 debentures, failed to pay the allotment. He pays this amount with the first call, and Dinesh, who holds 800 shares, 800 debentures, paid all the calls in advance with the allotment. So now we have to pass the entry. As I told you, the entries are all same. So remember what entry we passed, or we were passing in case of issue of shares. The first entry was bank account debited to share application. Now here we have to use the word debentures in case of shares. So write bank account debited to debenture application account. Now as I told you that I have to write this thing, rate of interest, I have to prefix, so it's mandatory. Right here 10% debenture application account. How many debentures we issued? 10,000 debentures, application of rupees 10, so it becomes 1 lakh. Next entry is debenture 10% debenture application debited to 10% debenture. We are not going to use the word debenture capital here because debenture is a loan. It's not a capital. Ultimately this money has to be refunded. So 10% debenture to 10% debenture application, 1 lakh and 1 lakh. Next entry is 10% debenture allotment account will be debited to 10% debenture. This entry is of allotment due. It means that now we are sending a notice to the lender or the debenture holder to kindly give us the next installment, that is allotment. Got it? So 10,000 debentures were issued. So 10,000 into 20 is 2 lakh. So it means that now we are informing the debenture holders to kindly pay us the next installment of rupees 2 lakh. After we inform them, the next entry is of receiving the allotment from them. So entry will be bank account debited to debenture allotment. 10% debenture allotment. So now read it. What's given that? Arun having 500 debenture failed to pay the allotment. It means Arun did not pay allotment on 500 debentures to us. It means 500 into 20, that is 10,000. This amount we haven't received. We have not received this amount yet. Then the next is, and Dinesh, who holds 800 debentures, paid both the calls to us in advance. And the one who is having 800 shares paid both the calls. Both the calls means first call as well as final call. So it means Arun having 800 shares paid first call of rupees 30 and final call of rupees 40. So it means total 56,000 rupees Dinesh has paid to us in advance. So we have to write here 2 calls in advance. So now how to calculate the amount? Check. 2 lakh was the amount due on allotment. 10,000 I have not received. It means 1 lakh 90,000 and 56,000 I have received in advance. So in bank how much money have come? 2 lakh minus 10,000 is 1 lakh 90,000 plus 56,000 has been received in advance. So total becomes bank 2 lakh 46,000. 1 lakh 90,000 we have to receive on allotment and 56,000 is our calls in advance. So I hope this point is clear to all. Just have a look. Now pass the next entry. Pass the next entry now. Next entry is of first call due. So 10% debentures first call account debited to 10% debentures. 10,000 debentures we issued. First call is of rupees 30. So it is 3 lakh. Next entry, bank account will be debited. Now see, a person having 800 shares, that is Dinesh, he paid first call with the allotment itself. It means out of 3 lakh due, 24,000 we have already received. So here calls in advance will be debited to debenture 10% debenture first call. Out of 3 lakh, 24,000 we have already received. So check how much money has come into the bank. Then 2,76,000 actually have come into the bank. I hope this point is also clear to all. Now pass the next entry. Now see, one more line is written over here that Arun having 500 debentures failed to pay the allotment, but however he pays this amount with the first call. It means this 10,000 which Arun could not pay us during allotment, he paid this amount to us with first call. It means now we should pass one more entry here, that is bank account debited to debenture 10% debenture allotment account. 10,000, 10,000. Now pass the entry for the final call, that is 10% debentures final call account debited to 10% debentures. 10,000 will be multiplied with 40, that is 4 lakh. Now again pass the next entry. Next would be bank account debited calls in advance debited to 10% debentures final call. Now see how. Again Dinesh having 800 shares paid first call, final call with the allotment itself. It means if 4 lakh rupees was due on second call, then out of 4 lakh, 32,000 we have already received in advance. So now check how much money has come into the bank in this case. It would be 3,68,000 we have received. So this is all about the question, and the question is over. So I hope now this point is clear that how we have to go about it. More or less all the concepts are same here, only slight difference is there. So keep on practicing.